Committee. The committee put their heads together and they start their own thing.
Hey y'all, it's Izzy Harrison and you're tapping in with the committee.
What's up guys, this is Azrae Stevens and you're tapping in with the committee.
Big shout out to the committee. Y'all hold it down for us.
Shout out to the committee. Who are rocking with the committee? The committee. We committee.
Some people ain't gonna like it, and some people will.
But we got rankings, folks. Trending up, them Zags. Let's talk about it. The Zags are still hot. The Zags are still getting it done. I'm still high on Ejim. Them Canes ain't nothing to play with. Creighton trending up.
Big East.
Y'all need that bag, Greer. Y'all better send all the thoughts and prayers you have to Creighton.
Yeah. Marquette's still in it too, right?
Yeah.
They need the strength of schedule.
Three
Real
teams
bad.
is not too shabby for the Big East.
I mean, yeah, it's better than what y'all have had in the past. Still, quit playing and y'all need to join the ACC or something. Join the big UConn to the Big Ten.
I'd rather them be in the ACC or something.
That would be interesting.
Well,
or
if the Big East wasn't gutted, it used to be one of the best conferences ever.
I'm about to say, actually, switch some teams and let them come back to the Big East. Actually,
send what was that? Syracuse,
Notre Dame, Louisville.
That was lit.
Yeah, bring back the old Big East. Oh, Miami was in the Big.
It's not on the Atlantic coast by any fucking stretch of the imagination. Geography is just
they ain't got no water. Wait, Miami was in the Big East at one point. If I remember correctly, that's even more egregious than Kentucky or Louisville being. But anywho, yeah, Tyler's having connection issues. He said he couldn't hear Greer, so he had to hop off, and he's gonna hop back on. So don't ever.
It's still showing he's on. Oh Lord, his phone glitching.
But don't ever let someone from Lotsy, Oklahoma, speak on Androids again. So what teams are we seeing that's hot that may not have been listed?
Washington. I don't think they're listed. I didn't know that. I mean, I'm not sure how their schedule look so far throughout the season, but they did play a good game against Washington State.
They were undefeated, but the problem is they hadn't really played anybody. But being undefeated is still still cool. But they just hadn't played anybody. But now I think they'll probably wake a little bit of people up, beating Washington State. But watching the game, Washington State started 1 for 15. Washington started super hot, and they just was hitting threes, so they just kind of held on. So Washington State did kind of put themselves in a hole, but still.
Yeah, ain't nobody told you to shoot 1 for 15.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Not so good showings.
Hey, man. They got caught lacking. That ain't Washington's fault. Miami. Miami's a team, I've never not believed in Miami, so hopefully they make some noise here soon. Then I guess we go back up to the top. No changes in South Carolina and UCLA. NC State up a spot and USC down a spot.
I'm curious as to why. My
shit was unchanged.
Mine, but someone did or some people did. So I'm curious, what was the difference?
Yeah, I left it alone.
I think I just shifted people around in general. Yeah. I think I kept the same people, kind of shifted them around a little bit, so maybe that messed it up. But I've always had North Carolina State over at Southern Cal, so I don't know why that's. Yeah. But I know I did some stuff around.
Because for me, it's more of a strength of schedule type situation. Because Southern Cal hooping, they balling, but not against as tough opponents, in my opinion, as NC State.
Oh yeah, mine was unchanged, but NC State was literally one above Southern Cal.
Okay.
We're just headed for the crash course on December 30th, man.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm so excited for that game. So excited.
Talking about?
UCLA and Southern
USC.
Cal.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah, no, December 30th can't get here soon enough. Like that. That's gonna be the one, and they run it back like 2 weeks after, I think.
January 14th. January 14th.
Yo, send the PJ. I gotta get the one of those, Greer. Come on.
Make friends with your mortal enemy.
Damn.
Oh yeah, you know what? She could help me on standby since she's airline control or got her little vest and cargos, directing airline traffic. But did any teams surprise us this week?
Surprise? No.
I don't think any teams. There were too many crazy games this week.
Go ahead. My bad.
I think I would say that Utah surprised me because with Lukens out, I didn't expect them to. I mean, a lot of that was Peely, and Peely was fucking amazing, and anything she does doesn't really surprise me. But their other guards were doing a really good job of like getting to the rim, getting to the paint, and I just wish they took mid-range shots. But
I think her philosophy of basketball, I get it, is threes, threes, threes. But I almost think it kind of handicapped them a little bit in the matchup because there will be times when a girl will be downhill and could lay the ball right up and she'll turn around and pass it out and they'll miss the three because South Carolina's game plan was literally, which South Carolina not getting enough credit for because they held them in like 5 threes, which is really good. But anywho, I feel like their game plan kind of effed them up a little bit. Like they right at the basket, but they turn it around and pass it out for threes when you could have just laid it up. So I mean, credit to South Carolina for staying to the game plan, but I think that kind of hurt Utah a little bit. But I get it. Like I get why they did what they were supposed to do, right? But it just seemed a little janky to me. I don't know.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think we talked about it on the post game show, where I mean they lost by 9. Utah did, and they probably had at least 3 times where they had like a clear mid range shot, and they would like do like a 360 to pass the ball to the 3-point line instead of just taking the mid range shot. So it's one thing to emphasize threes and layups, but to literally have it where your players won't even look at the rim in the mid range, um, it felt too drastic for me. Like it's one thing if that's your system, but I agree where there was times where I felt like because there was different times where if they got ran off 3-point line and then they could have pulled up for a mid range when you got Camilla down low, playing defense or whatever, and but they don't. It just wasn't even like an option for their offensive philosophy. So I definitely agree with that.
I honestly think so that like across most levels in basketball, like the mid range is reserved for like elite players sometimes, like because it requires a certain amount of freedom for you to be able to shoot a mid range, for you to dribble pull up into a mid range or come down off a pin. You know what I mean? Like the great mid range players are really great at all levels.
I wouldn't say that I was like surprised by the play of Utah. Like obviously, I was expecting them to come out and like I feel like every team is going to play South Carolina like the hardest. No matter like where they're ranked at, no matter who they have, they are down 2 starters, not 1. So it was nice to see like their guards be really aggressive, but I feel like the game was close because South Carolina never was able to get set and get comfortable. Like I feel like the moment they started running the score up was when the refs continued to like blow the whistle and make BS calls, and then like South Carolina was just never able to have like a steady 5. Like it was always a sub because of foul trouble. So I feel like that played a role into the game being so close. Obviously, I expected Peely to go off because like I think we all expected her to go off before the game, like not expecting like any foul trouble to come like along with that. But I feel like with that is the reason why the game was also close.
Okay. So popping back out a little bit since we're on the Hall of Fame showcase, how do y'all feel like as a whole, about it being in Mohegan Sun?
I think the hoes not going to Mohegan Sun, so don't put it there no more. Put it somewhere else where the hoes want to go, and all jokes aside, it's just hard to get to, and I feel like more fans would have went to a different place, like not Mohegan Sun. Like UConn fans there, of course, but other than that, I feel like the other games were kind of dead because it's not in a sexy location. I'm not going to Uncasville. It's hard to get to. Just put it in a different place next time.
Okay, at some point, somebody's got to listen to us. We keep saying sexy cities only. We keep saying do things to attract the hoes, and good things will happen. Now, what I will say is when UConn fans started filing in, and then it got haterish. We said this on the post game show, like that's the loudest we've ever heard Mohegan Sun. So maybe Sun fans need to tap into their hate and like actively boo other people instead of just cheering, because like it was active in there and it was all off the power of hate, and I'm kind of with it. Also, as South Carolina fans, we were not surprised that UConn was in there hating,
Right.
like at all. In fact, we welcome it because guess what? It didn't matter.
Yeah, as soon as they started booing, Shawnee said in the chat, "Yeah, we're definitely gonna win."
She did.
The hate sustains us. But like getting to the second game, UConn versus UNC. Not as
The third game. You skipped the first one.
What was the first one?
UCLA and Florida State.
That's what it was. I'm sorry. Let's go back to that. Because Yana, your daughter's kind of slipping in the rankings. What's going on?
Well, she's hooping, so don't put it all on her. Tanaya's been hooping. She was doing her thing. But UCLA, that's a tough team, man. And the mismatches in the paint. And it was very, very obvious. And it didn't help that they started the game like one for whatever. But it was like with Betts in the paint, they didn't have anybody to match up with her. It was just impossible to stop her.
I will say though, shout out to the girlie from Florida State because Lauren Betts was eating in the first half.
Timpson,
yes. Then she came back in the second half, and the girl was determined, and she was messing Lauren up for a little while. She was missing shots. She wasn't as efficient. In the end, of course, Lauren Betts pulled it together because she's Lauren Betts. But that girl did do a pretty solid job with her, as good as she can.
And she had, I think, was arguably maybe one of the best boxers we've seen in women's basketball, period, this year. To go up and get that ball and throw it like that was, incredible.
Okay. So what we're saying is not an ugly loss for Florida State.
I don't
just off the string. Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't
think
ugly. They just didn't have
the score looks worse than it actually was. Yeah. Like they did start off really bad, but after like the first quarter, going into like maybe the second half of the second quarter and the start of the third, it was pretty balanced. Like they were going back and forth. It was just too big of a hole to dig themselves out of.
And sorry.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
They're too efficient. Like they're too versatile, too balanced. Like Lauren Betts did have a little off kilter moment, but London Jones was damn shooting the lights out. Kiki Rice was doing her little 3C thing. So it just was everybody was just doing a big one for UCLA. They're just too balanced. So it don't even matter. Like they're just good.
Which I said they started off, or Florida State started off with that Washington State special.
They did.
Ugh. Remember, kid, sometimes it's not how you start, it's how you finish. But you also got to start well to finish well. Any areas of concern for either team?
For them, no. That game was just kind of was what it was to me. Better starts, but that happens.
Okay. So then that brings us to the actual third game. My fault, family. UConn, UNC.
I feel like it was back and forth to begin with. I mean, like obviously at first, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was like 6-2, 6-0, and then UConn just went on a run. But like once that second half started, like it was over. Like I don't know, like whatever UNC was doing before, they weren't really doing much of anymore in that second half, and they wasn't able to really like bounce back.
But what you realized was Deja Kelly started off hooping. The other girl, Renaya Kelly, was doing a very good job. She was hooping, and then right before halftime, she fell. I don't know what happened, but she couldn't come back in. So after that, they just kind of never gained traction back when she went out. That was the key.
Yeah, and then they had the other starting guard out, Kayla. She didn't play. She
Yeah.
hasn't played since South Carolina.
McPherson. Yeah,
Yeah,
McPherson.
so she's been out. And then I mean, like they got like two other players that still hasn't played like this season. So
Yeah, I think UConn did what they were supposed to do, and that's why I think you don't see very much movement in rankings for them. It's just they just handle business, and it's basically a home game.
And I will say, I gotta shout out Maria Gakdang. She's doing her thing. She had a double-double. She's really like showing her ass. She's doing really good. And I will say I feel like Paige has been carrying the girls. But I feel like this game to me, she really was like I'm back. Like it felt like Paige. It felt like I'm here. You know what I mean? Like it felt Paige-esque. It didn't just feel like I'm trying to fill it out. It feel like no, I'm back. So that was dope.
Yeah, we had talked about that the other day about how Gino called that girl lousy, and she stepped up and responded because that was a throwback kind of game for her.
It was for sure.
Yeah, she was
And
everywhere.
to tie Maya with 1,000 points in 55 games, like, I mean, injuries be damned, but like that's still incredible. And if she hadn't had a lousy game previously, it might have been 54.
Good.
Yeah.
You don't need to beat Monet Maya. Keep it.
Ooh. No, but injuries are trash because Caitlin's already at 3K and she's hitting one. So it's like it would be interesting to see where they would be at right now, head to head.
I mean, I feel like Caitlin is also at that because look at the structure of that team compared to UConn.
What, relying on one person?
I mean, well, injuries. So like obviously, like with UConn, it looks like they're like relying on like Paige right now. But like, yeah, like with Caitlin, like yeah, it's really Caitlin or bust for real.
And Nika
That
Big.
Oh,
team.
because I was
But
going to say that's Nika and Big Nano erasure.
no, I'm talking about. All right, she was there, but come on,
Don't
UConn
much
got
on Nika.
talent.
No, I mean, well, Caitlin is very purposely taking 20 plus shots a game, right? Like that
Yeah.
is Paige, like might get to 20, might.
Isn't that what y'all kind of want though? Like, I know that there's been talk
Yeah.
about being aggressive and like, girl, you need to carry us because we don't have 10 other All-American. Oh, excuse me, I'm mixing them up. But like, yeah, there's been that like, hey, shoot that thing. So it's still kind of similar team structure in my opinion. But like,
But I also feel like it's because of like the injuries with UConn.
She didn't say why, honey. She just saying it is what it is.
I mean,
and
yeah,
even
now.
before the injuries, like that's what led to the injuries. Remember, I don't like how we look when Paige isn't in, even though we're up 10 with like 3 minutes left. What were they able to do to kind of mesh Nika and Paige a little better if anything, this game.
I think Nika, she still has some turnovers, but I think she just hit shots. So some of the things that were like glaring weren't as bright because she was hitting her shots. Like she stepped up. So she just provided more offense, I think. So
I also feel like just like the ball handling duties, like I feel like in the beginning of the season, I was always asking Greer like how would it look with Nika playing the point guard last season and Paige playing point guard before her injury. So I feel like they were just kind of like interchangeable in a way, and like sometimes Paige is bringing the ball up, sometimes Nika's bringing the ball up. So I feel like that kind of helped, like not with one person just having the ball in their hand the whole entire game.
doing that though. No,
Say that again.
they've been doing that. No,
I feel like it wasn't that much of that in the beginning of the season. Like sometimes I felt like it was like y'all said, like Paige got the ball in her hand majority of the time, and Nika was kind of looking a little bit lost in the beginning of the season, like her role. Like Nika is not a two, so I feel like I was always saying like if they gonna do anything, have Nika run the point, not Paige.
I agree.
So me personally, I don't think UConn looked any different offensively besides the fact that they were just hitting shots.
Shots, yeah.
Like I don't think they really like fixed anything. They just knocked down shots. And sometimes that's really what you got to do. I do think defensively though, they turned it up. And I think this season as they figure things out, UConn's going to have to rely on their defense. Their best games have been when they can get steals and get wide open layups, and you have Aubrey Griffin running in transition and KK Arnold running in transition. But offensively, like half court offense, it still looked the same to me. Paige was just in another zone. She was knocking down shots, and so it worked.
I just lost my train of thought. Never mind.
So the key here is score more.
That's just what you got to do sometimes. Put the ball in the basket.
Just be better. That's we're gonna put that on the big board along with 10-0 run. So when the committee gets their own AAU team, those are the key points.
AAU.
The little hoopers. Somehow we're gonna sneak Tyler on the team. Did we get Tyler in the corner for 3? Don't say anything. He's of age.
Tyler gonna wear the whole every accessory in the book.
They're looking like Tyler Hero. We're not letting him get cornrows though. That's obscene. Fell off the stage again. Darn. Now we gotta make fun of him when he gets back on. But any last thoughts on the UConn UNC? I noticed it wasn't as chippy as the South Carolina matchup. I wonder where all that fire went.
They had to make it out of Connecticut, out of the mean streets of Connecticut, Uncasville.
My bad, y'all. I'm tearing these jalapeno chips up. But
I know them kids was bored when they went to that game.
Who? UNC?
Yeah, all of them. There's nothing to do there.
I mean, but like UConn used to it. They're built for it. Like,
but isn't it? I've never been to stores, but I'm pretty sure it's probably more to do in stores than
no.
Clear
Hell no. Hell no. Baby, they got a CVS and like a.
Oh my God, I've been to that CVS.
Well, at least you can buy wine. You can get wine from CVS. So
isn't that CVS like near like some recreational center?
I don't know. They don't have no. It's nothing to do. It's nothing to do.
Yeah, it's literally nothing out there. Like no stores to walk to for real. There's nothing out there.
That's why Carol. That's why other girl left.
Sailor.
That's why UConn been so focused for so many years. We lock in and we hoop.
Nah, yeah,
and we think about. We watch hoop. We do hoop. That's it. Yeah. Hoop is life. So this was a field trip for them. Now I don't know much about Chapel Hill. That might have been
no, it's way more to do.
okay. Dang. And then, you know, Columbia always be turned up. You know what I'm
Literally,
saying?
it's just literally nothing out there in Connecticut. Like nothing. Like even like the setup of like their facilities are like a little blah.
I say we go and turn it out. Committee in Connecticut.
Hell no, it's too cold.
No, thank you.
All right, well, I tried. Committee's not pulling up to Connecticut. Sorry, y'all. Catch us in Atlanta again.
Catch us outside in LSU.
Well, speaking of which, LSU plays McNeese tonight. They're about to tip it off.
Haley starting for the next for another night. Probably just still nursing that ankle though.
Yo, my child got jumped. I saw the picture. She got on a little cast on her wrist. She got on the boot on her ankle. I was like, well, god dang.
SEC hoops, baby.
SEC hoops ain't even started yet, Lo.
Right?
It is in practice.
She's in Ohio Valley mode right now.
It's in practice. That's different than what she played in the ACC.
What did she do to make them that bad?
Look like Kim.
That'll do it.
Now she Kim Voodoo doll.
Tell me Kim got carpal tunnel and passed. Never mind.
Please.
Backing up, did we get all of our thoughts on South Carolina and Utah?
The bench did really, really good. Malaysia did her very big one. Tessa provided good minutes. Sanaya Fagan, that girl, provided good minutes, and Ashlyn as well. I think Ashlyn ended up finishing out the game, didn't she?
She did. Wait.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think with the
Chloe was in though. Dang, I don't know.
they were like switching because I remember at one point I was like, "Dang, Chloe in the bench. That's Ashlyn in the game." So I think that she was kind of switching them near the end. But I think the bench really did a good job. I think Breezy's shooting wasn't on, but she came through with that big and one. Her and Pow are just
What? I was getting ready to say we'd be remiss to bring up my daughter Pow Pow. Prime time Pow Pow.
They got the clutch gene.
Because Pow, let me tell you one thing about it, did not have a good game overall. But when it was time to make something shake, she made it shake. And she always does. So
it wasn't money time. My daughter said, all right, money time. We stepping up. And as a result, player of the week.
I went to the casino.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I mean,
bet on black.
I think for South Carolina, I'm very impressed with how they continue to like just win in tough moments. Especially because they're so young. And I know like they have the number one next to their name, but I think sometimes as a fan, I have to remind myself like they're still young. Like this team together, they've really only played less than 10 games together so far, right? And you got players who've been getting limited minutes throughout their career now having to play these big roles like Breezy and Chloe. Like Chloe been coming in like a dog. I'm like, honestly, I love Chloe. I love Chloe, but like, yeah, I'm really impressed with just how this team has been able to maneuver tough situations.
They always look really calm. They never look worried.
Yep.
I guess they say, well, either we gonna lose doing what we supposed to do, or we gonna win doing what we supposed to do, because they don't ever look bothered. It be fourth quarter, 7 minutes left. They up by 3, and they just be like, okay, we're gonna run through this play. We're gonna pass it to Camilla. She might fall over trying to catch it, but we're still gonna do what we're supposed to do, and it's gonna pay off. And they do it every time, and it works.
And you know what? I'm gonna try and adopt that mindset because I've been like, they're free, they're loose, whatever happens, happens. But like, I find myself now starting to have expectations, and it's like starting to supersede the fact that they're super young. Because I'm like, hey, look, we already done ran through the top 25. Like, you know, we here. But that is a good way to look at it. Either we lose doing what they supposed to do, or we win.
Yep. and they look like they're completely fine with it. So
I'm gonna be completely fine with it. And
Meanwhile, I'd be stressed. I'd be like, 20 turnovers. God damn.
I mean, but then that's another thing. Like the turnovers, a lot of those was like offensive fouls as well. Like just the whistle blowing, those count as turnovers like in the game. So I mean,
Man, there was
for
a
me,
point where we were up like I think we were up 5 or 6
yeah,
or something
some
like that.
miscommunication from them guards for sure. Cause
And they showed like a replay, and during the replay, we turned the ball over, throwing it inbounds, and I still don't know what it looked like. I just know that they were just like, "Oh, Utah ball."
yeah, I remember that.
no, yeah, but I mean,
But-
other than that, I feel like one thing you can take away is like obviously like South Carolina's young and it's a lot of growth that is like to happen like with them. But like it's only like what December, so by March, like I imagine how they're gonna look if they already like I don't want to say thugging it out, but that's usually what I say. But like like they getting these wins,
grinding it out.
clutch, yeah, like grinding it out, getting these wins like against like tough teams like on the road. So it's gonna pay off for them in the long run.
Also, my daughter said, "Fear not, they're gonna get the turnovers under control." So I trust her.
Yeah, and Raven kind of had an uncharacteristic game, so I think they'll be fine for sure.
Yeah. And also, shout out to Ashlyn, yo. She finna get one of them putback dunks. I don't know when it's coming,
Yeah.
but it is coming. Like there was a moment in the game where she almost got it, but she tipped it in, but it was like it was there.
Still, the amount of control she had on the tip in was.
It's coming. And when it do, I hope I'm in the arena when it happens.
I hope it's an LSU. There was something else I was about to say. They're gonna control the turnovers, tip dunks. Also like they're moving super fast. Them girls is getting up the court. So just throw it up ahead. Somebody's up there somewhere. He usually finds the right person.
They're very athletic.
Mm-hmm. But were there any other thoughts on the Hall of Fame showcase?
They don't need to hire them refs ever again.
Mm.
And free us from Rebecca Lobo, bruh. No more.
Child, you know we not gonna have nothing in Connecticut and not have Rebecca Lobo. Like, that was homecoming for her. What do you call it? Dang. My bad, y'all. So, were there any other rankings, thoughts, comments, concerns? B, I know you weren't here, so this is more so open to you. Rashard, you didn't petition for a team that we don't agree with, so now's the time if you'd like to.
Who?
No, I was saying, were there any thoughts on rankings that you didn't get to share?
Oh no. Ours or the
Ours.
Ferletta's rankings? Okay, yeah, no.
Then that brings us to the draft lottery. Ooh-wee. Draft lottery was this. What you cooking, B?
Some cabbage, stew chicken, and
Send me a
On the
plate.
Thursday? I mean, what day is it?
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That's a hearty Tuesday meal.
listen, this is gonna be a busy week, so I said I'm gonna go ahead and cook. Got some. I'm entertaining, so yeah.
The who?
So draft lottery.
The draft lottery happened.
Hold on, right quick. Low in my pocket.
Please.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead. Draft lottery. Sorry, the Caitlin sweepstakes.
Draft lottery. I'm about to mute you now. So, we had Noel Quinn on behalf of the Seattle Storm. We had Matt, whatever his last name is, and his emotional support female. that he's probably like he's just gonna swap him out. Like,
Wait, did you say Marshall?
yes, man, because I'm tired of him already. Like we went to like, oh, I'm gonna be leaning on women, and then you gotta bring your daughter to the draft lottery, and
He
it's
said
like,
it worked for Steph, so he about to do the same thing.
but he's doing it for horrible reasons. Everybody else, under normal circumstances, it's like, all right, let the kid have the experience. That's cool. This girl is a prop towards feminism. We haven't forgot that you still don't know what's going on. He probably didn't even know they had a high draft pick this year. Ask him to tell you who the Sun drafted last year. We need to start quizzing men. We need to start gatekeeping and quizzing men.
Not
But
opposed.
I talk to him on the
That's also an option, yes.
there we go. But it seems inevitable because people keep inviting them into our spaces. But anyway, he was there for the Phoenix Mercury. You had Aaliyah Boston there for the Indiana Fever, and who was there for the
Kurt, the other
Kurt.
man.
Kurt Miller for the LA Sparks. Just up there, tiny. That's how I forgot I couldn't see him.
Wait, when they showed when Carolyn went and stood by
Yo.
I said, wait a minute.
Carolyn got some hips, honey.
Carolyn the Stallion, yeah.
With the Gucci belt. But Kurt Miller really might be the same height as Shay. Like, real talk.
And Tyler.
Oh, now wait a minute. I can't confirm. Tyler said he 5'9".
Absolutely not.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Not the exposure. Well, maybe if he had better Wi-Fi, he could defend himself. Oh, well. But anyway, so in order, you got the Indiana Fever at number 1. You have the LA Sparks at number 2. You have the Phoenix Mercury at 3, and then you have the Seattle Storm at 4. Noelle kind of knew what the deal was. She was like,
She
I
was
mean, we got it.
pissed.
But
She
she
was
was
so
like,
disappointed.
Yo, she was pissed. Yo, that camera went on her face, and she was like, "Damn."
and that's the loudest she's ever been. But she knew. She said it. She was like, we got a 10% chance. Like, girl, you knew that ball wasn't bouncing on y'all. No. But seeing that shake out and that being the order, how are we feeling? Who should the Indiana Fever take at number 1?
That's definitely gonna be Caitlyn. Like, I feel
Is
like
that
got AB and Melissa in the paint already. Like,
hold on? So do you think that's who they should take or who they're going to take? Because
I mean,
sometimes
they should take it. Like, I'm tired of the guards they have right now. Like, we know Caitlyn know how to make an entry pass to the post. I mean, look
I
at
do think that's both who they should
so
take and who they're going to
yeah.
take.
So like,
gotcha.
Caitlyn know how to pass the ball. I mean, she ain't gonna have the pressure of having to do everything by herself anymore. Especially like, even though Indiana's a young team, like, look who's on the team already. Like, you got Aaliyah Boston and Alyssa Smith. So like, it's gonna be a little fun young group. But yeah,
They're going to sell tickets next year.
and yeah, if they don't take her, then like, come on, like, who else would they take? They're in need of a guard that can score,
I have an idea, but
and pass.
All I'm saying is when they clear out and it's Skylar, Caitlyn, Aaliyah, watch out.
So wait, I have questions, especially for like Yana and Lo, for instance, because you guys are very big on the okay, you got 30, but you gave up 30.
Mm-hmm.
Kaylin is very much in that vein, in my
Oh,
personal opinion, right now.
absolutely. That's why I know I don't know where I said it at. Their defense, they're gonna have an issue. Aaliyah's either gonna foul out of the game trying to get everybody they let blow by because they can't defend. So whatever they do, if you keep Caitlyn, that's a very Caitlyn, Grace, Nalissa, and what's Aaliyah. You need to keep Lexi whole because she's a solid defender, and somewhere in there you need to get you some defense. Your 3 needs to be a very good defender, and y'all gonna have to be doing defensive slides all yeah. I've already because that defense gonna be ass. It's gonna be terrible.
How
If
would
you
you
had to,
rate?
if you had to choose a 3, who would you pick there?
That's hard because I feel like threes, and I don't feel like people. I feel like people kind of overlook threes, and that's what their defense be ass. I would get somebody. So on a team like that, this is somebody in the vein I would choose. I would get someone like a Bree Bill because not saying her, but somebody who I know can defend because baby, you're not getting no shots. You're not gonna shoot the ball. So I need to have somebody. I need to have somebody that is a defender and is confident in being a defender. So we don't have no issues because she's not getting any shots. Somebody who, of course, can get a little layup if they get a steal, right? But somebody who is just very confident in being a defender and it's gonna do that, whatever that is. That's what they need.
I feel you. No, that'd be a perfect fit. How would you rate Skylar Diggins Smith's defense?
I was going to say put Skylar at the 1, Caitlin at your 2. Hell, you can slide Lexi in there for your 3. Got Nalissa and then
I
Aaliyah.
feel like y'all forgetting about Grace already, and I don't like that.
Grace is coming off the bench.
I think Grace. I would put Grace off. Bring Grace off the bench as the
I
first
also
start.
feel like Tyler's not going to Indiana. So
Okay, but we're saying what if. So in the what ifs, I do think
I'm
that.
saying she is, and you're wrong.
okay, and I'm saying what if she don't go?
And I'm saying you're wrong.
I mean, if she doesn't go, there are players out there that they could go, grab. Maybe go after like a 3 guard that's available. Maybe I don't know, try to go after Rebecca Allen. Maybe.
Get
Um,
what you call it back in the league. You need another chance.
Who?
Dejana Richards. That's how you say that girl name.
Who?
Oh, Didi.
Deandra.
Oh,
Didi. Oh,
I mean,
why you didn't say Didi?
Diana.
Diaja.
Wait,
Diaja.
Deandra? That's how you say it, for real?
Yeah, Diaja.
Diaja.
I mean, well, hey, she do play
Why
defense,
do you keep saying
so
it? Like,
Diaja.
They definitely making some moves. Everybody's not being there. Everybody's not coming back, and I think some of them starters might not be back next year for
Even
Indiana.
better.
I think that's the right way to go.
She's not
well,
the one that
if they keeping Erica, then yeah,
That's
Skylar's
if they
fine.
draft Caitlin, Erica, or Kelsey won't be back.
yeah, I
I
was about
say
to say,
boo.
And like
¿Por
yeah.
qué
even
no
if
las dos?
and then also like even like I don't know what they gonna do with that, but I mean it was already reported during the season that Kelsey was working on trying to be traded. So if she don't want to be there, then maybe they work out a trade. Then
We'll do it quickly, because I'm tired. Keep Amazing Grace, and let's just, I guess we figure out what you want to do with Vivian's too. I'm cool scrapping everybody. I'm really sad that Maya Cotwell didn't work out for them like she did in Atlanta.
Y'all about to
I
get
like
me
her.
mad because y'all know I'm a Vivian's fan. So
what?
Oh Lord. Okay, so then at the number 2 spot, who should they take,
Brink.
and who do you think they'll take?
so I'm seeing two options here because like it's all dependent upon free agency and who they sign back. And just me personally, like I don't think NECA's leaving LA at all. Like I don't see NECA leaving LA. So and I feel like LA, their issue last year was just health. Like they had a solid team. So obviously I don't see no guard getting picked, but I think they can't go wrong with either Brink or Camilla at 2. Um and
It's gonna be Brink. It should be Brink. And personally, I think LA needs to move on from NECA. No
Thank
shade.
you.
I think it's time for her. Like honestly, whatever's left of that championship team
Move.
that they had, it's time to move on. Because
Move.
I do think that NECA has too much say in things that they do.
And she needs to
And a
go.
lot of that is because of the respect they have for her. But I think sometimes a player having too much say especially with like a new coach and stuff, trying to have their own system, it just don't work. And
And
so
if NECA's not there, you don't have to keep Chanae, which is
And
like so obviously.
Which is true, but I think
NECA isn't bad, but it's
No,
about
not at
time for
all.
her to start winding it on down though. Like we need to start moving you into the locker room, still hoop and roll, and then on and so forth. So to me, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get another big. Who knows? She might go somewhere in free agency to switch it up because she might be tired of it too.
I do think she's a qualified. I do think that Nicker can still be a starter, but not.
Yeah.
absolutely, she's still
I
a
mean,
starter.
yeah,
I
She's still
don't.
an all
she has.
WNBA
It has not
caliber
been no
player.
Yeah,
slack in her game unless she's been injured. And when's the last time she was hurt? That was like a few seasons ago. But other than that,
Recently.
she's still
She was just hurt.
yeah.
She was
Yeah,
just hurt.
recently.
like missing a lot of games.
Yeah, I
Your
mean,
ass
yeah. I
Shay.
mean,
I'm weak. When's the
we just
No,
last
finished
time she was
saying we
that
hurt?
just finished saying
that
that
Recently.
LA was
season. Listen,
unhealthy.
that season where Sykes and that team was hurt bad, is what I'm saying. But other than that, like she's
Their
still
team
playing.
this past year was hurt bad. I think it was hurt worse than that team.
They wasn't hurt worse.
It was comparable, Shard. They had like
This year?
they
Yeah,
brought in
like this.
Yes,
dudes
this
like
team was
free
Rashard,
agents,
destroyed
people.
with injuries.
It was illness,
Yeah.
pregnancies. Like it wasn't just injuries.
Well, according to the
Okay,
CBA,
whatever. Right.
And clearly, people don't read the CBA. So fuck the CBA.
well, they were
But,
all injured
but I
according to
don't
the
see.
CBA.
I don't see NECA really leaving for real. Like every time she's a free agent, we be like, okay, like is she gonna go home or is she gonna do this? And like
See, that's what I'm
right
There's
back
saying.
to
no
It
right
shouldn't
there's
back
even
what
to
is
be
something.
an
wrong? There's no
option.
such
Like
thing.
it wouldn't be if I'm the GM. It's not even an option for her anymore. Like I'm. LA is moving on. I don't care what you do, but I'm moving on from you.
You ain't got to go
Like,
home.
but you're not
Everybody,
coming back here.
Listen, NECA could be right in that jersey next season. Watch.
their starters, I think they got their starting post players. I think Azare,
Well, 'cause
they got their
that's
starting point guard. If she goes back, Jordan.
She a free agent.
Hamby, I think Hamby's still signed.
Yep, she is.
Katie
So they
Lou,
can
I
start. They can
believe, is
start.
still signed.
They can
No,
start
Katie Lou is a free
Azare
Oh,
and
she's
agent.
Hamby
not.
as their
Katie
post.
No, it's
Lou
Lexi
free.
Brown. Lexi is still signed. I meant.
yeah.
Yeah, not
They're,
Katie.
like
Anthony
LA
and
can
Azure.
literally LA could do whatever they want in this offseason, right? Like they
Yeah, it's
really
like
only have Lexi
Zaya.
sign,
Yeah, Zaya on the
De'Erica,
rookie stuff.
Baby,
and
I
Steven.
And Lexi, yeah. So like, it's really, it's. I feel like with them, if they healthy, they good. Like, and whoever they pick in the draft, like, I don't think they could go wrong
What's that new
because
GM promising though? You paying my rent? You gave me a new
At
car?
G
I
wagon,
need to
right?
know.
Okay,
Anything
because
less than no, it's a no.
Somebody in the chat said Shard just be saying anything and do.
I guess.
Oh, they
I'll
do have
say
I'm looking at their salary cap now. They do have Stephanie Talbot on contract next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did she play last? Seattle, right?
Mhm.
Yes. And then
No,
she
didn't
got
she?
hurt.
She played for the Sparks and got hurt, didn't she?
She didn't play. I think she got hurt
In the
before
Traded.
the
off
season even started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody said, "Do we think Caitlyn will stay since she got an NIL deal today? It doesn't matter. That'll go with her when she goes to the league." She
Right.
said.
Yeah.
They'll be
Yeah.
happy to partner with
for the
her.
last
Yeah.
time,
Please.
the money is not a tree. It can
Yeah.
move.
NIL does not mean college only. It's literally just name, image, and likeness. And Caitlin's name, image, and likeness is going to follow her into the W. It does not stop with college. And that goes for
Think of
every
it
other
as
player.
endorsements. It's like endorsements. Like you get endorsements in the league. Like you get endorsements after college. Like before they wasn't able to make any money. All of a sudden they make money and now they make more money than WNBA. No, that makes no sense.
WNBA players drink Gatorade as well, in case anyone was wondering. They do drink Gatorade.
They wear Reebok. They wear Nike.
They wear Nike, you know.
So backing up to the Sparks, because y'all are saying they need to move on from NECA, which means they also must move on from Shanae. Are y'all okay with that?
Yeah.
Well, Shanae
Yes.
moved on from them anyways. Like she's barely there half the time. Like,
Thanasis Ogumake, it's time to be a full-time broadcaster.
go get Cameron Brink.
Oh,
Wait, did you say the?
We thank your family for your services, but please.
Not the Nazis.
Oh my gosh. So y'all are sold on Brink at 2 to LA, ship the old guard out, and go with the full youth movement.
Yes.
I like
No.
the idea of a Brink in Azrae Stevens paint movement in LA.
Look,
That's the
if
lankiest.
Brink, fucking Azure and Cameron, like the Avengers of women's basketball, Stanford, Connecticut, South Carolina, like we can bury the hatchet and root these players. root these players to
300
the
pounds
W.
of post. Let's go. 300 pounds of post.
Who was from? Wait, so
I mean, they would have to remember that Azure went to Connecticut. You're right, but
I really
Guess
said
what?
Duke. You're right. It is. She did go to UConn. Okay.
Oh no, not you.
Nah, I remembered you. I remember Duke.
But UConn was her most prominent.
Wait,
Oh my god.
she was at UConn for one season, right?
It was an impactful season. You watch your mouth.
I'm asking a question. I ain't saying
I
what.
know, and I'm getting smart.
Yes.
Okay, it was yes or no.
But
yes, no,
if
I'll give you what I. Anyway,
I do think that if Paige comes out, they could have the discussion of grabbing Paige. Personally, I probably wouldn't because Jordan Canada's, to me, has proven herself as a starting point guard in the W, and they have her, and she already knows Kurt Miller's system. But
Kurt
there
likes
if she does
guards
come
too,
out.
though. He likes to draft guards.
But he
Yeah.
also, rookie. Yes, he will be a different type of rookie, but he doesn't always play his rookies that much. And then, after coming off a season with all those injuries, do you want to draft someone who has been injury prone?
Okay, because that was gonna be my next question. I'm trying to put it on the Summer Jam screen, our draft big board.
It's there.
It's already up there.
Oh, okay. It's not showing on my phone for some reason.
Uh-oh.
Watch your mouth. That's kind of what is moving our decisions in terms of our draft board. We're not
Some
sure.
people's.
Well, some people, yeah. Like, I'm not 1000% convinced Paige is done in college. Like, just with everything that's going on and how many championships she promised, like,
that ain't happening either way. But
well, she still wants to get as close to what she said as possible.
I mean, well, hey, Big East, she got 4, right? Or do she? 3? Shit, that's 4. That's something.
Hey, chill out, man.
Yeah, because did she specify national championships?
No, I don't think so.
Now, this is you, y'all. Have some respect.
When's the last time? 2016? Oof.
Yeah, telling her to pivot. Well, we got 4 biggies.
It soon be 10 years.
Pat pulled that tablecloth off the I'm going to sleep, baby.
Lights out in the stadium. Y'all are done. You fucking done, boo.
But I mean, yeah, like to your point, that was a reason. I think she's coming back another year. But then also, it's like when we were making these like draft boards or whatever you want to call it, like I'm looking at like comments that these league people are saying about all these players, and then it's just like a consistent. She just needs to play. Like we just want to see her like be healthy. I feel like just playing one full season healthy, people are still gonna have concerns. Like, all right, like what if she gets to the league and like something happen? Like, so I feel like just like another year playing. I don't know. Like, I just feel like she's not done yet. All around in terms of like her personal goals, and then just like proving that could play another year healthy, and like not saying like proven because like injuries are unexpected, but it's a concern now like when it's repetitive.
Yeah, because
the only senior who kind of the only senior with eligibility that's kind of mentioned that she's out is Brink, right?
Yeah, That's so. What happens if none of them come? Caitlin's not. But Caitlin don't come. Paige don't come.
Wait,
Brink don't come.
pause. Was
Don't come.
Brink's direct though? Like, was she like? Did she like
No,
shrug?
she said like final season. She said
It was like a quote I saw, but I didn't think it was like
like
I'm
it's.
It
coming
was
out.
something along the lines of "I'll be in the draft next year" or "This is my last year."
I think she posted on Instagram.
Mm.
Yeah, it was in that little letter to fans or something.
Oh, okay.
She said.
Like, shout out to
Hey,
everybody. I had fun, but I'm going pro
And
next
it
year.
was an article. She said something like I forgot, but it definitely insinuated that she.
Yeah, it hinted at that for sure.
So what happens if none of these big names go? Then what?
Georgia
Rakia,
Amore at 1.
Oh hell.
Rakia to
Rakia,
Indiana.
yep,
That was honestly, if I
that's the
had to
three right
choose,
there.
it would be either Caitlin or Rakia in Indiana. I really would like to see Rakia in Indiana if those three don't come out.
You play what's your game like? How do you play Rakia?
I think she's good enough to move to the 3, to be honest.
for
Like, I
sure.
think she
I
defends
think
the perimeter well.
she got to do better. She got to improve on shooting just a little to get.
Yeah, but I mean,
She'll get there.
Lexi ain't really been
I was
hitting
about to say
shots
they
as
work
of late,
together.
Yeah.
so
She'll get
so
there.
hey.
Vivian's ain't been hitting shots
I want
for
her to be
real.
a good one though.
Lexi.
I want her to be
So
Yeah,
disrespectful.
she do have to become more consistent at the 3,
Yeah.
but I do like that she's able to get to her spots. Like, she has a really nice mid-range game, and I feel like in the W, sometimes players with that mid-range game are really hard to guard sometimes, because you never know if they're going straight to the rim or if they're just going to stop and pull up. And so I do like that aspect of her game, and she defends well on the perimeter. So
Who then becomes the lottery if, like we said, those people don't?
Georgia
Um,
Amore.
who is that?
No.
Rakia, Japrice, not Japrice.
Oh
I
my
think
God, what a throwback.
Keely's now, right?
Um,
Like,
I'm sorry, not Japrice. What's the UCLA?
Charisma.
charisma?
Charisma. Yes. Do you
Well,
think
how
Yes,
she's
did
a
you? Oh,
Caprice. Damn, what a throwback.
well, I wouldn't want to skate over Sheldon from Ohio State. I mean, some teams
yeah, she's
do
gonna be a
need a
good
guard.
pro.
Yeah, and some teams do need a guard. Charisma, she is a consistent shooter. So, I mean, I feel like Charisma will be like good at a 2 position in the league. And I don't think anybody's looking for a 2 like in those 4 spots right there. So JC will definitely go up as a point guard.
I think
Edwards.
Camilla. Yeah,
I think
Camilla.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Camilla and Peely. Like, in all seriousness, I think the
Okay.
2 of them move up significantly. Peely's to Connecticut, so I don't really care. I want her to go to Connecticut. So.
Well, I mean, if
Her and
Philly,
AC punching holes in people's chests. It's gonna be fun.
no, yeah, but also like if Camille's already like projected at 4, then like obviously she'll move up. But like I'm thinking about in terms of guards because Paige and Caitlin are both in these mocks. So and both of those teams are like, low key needing some guards. So
who
I
needs
think
Bro,
Seattle, Indiana,
how
Minnesota
pissed would
need
it be
guards.
if
yeah,
Lynn Dunn
yeah.
did all that?
So some guards want to get pushed up if that's the case.
Bruh, Lynn Dunn
Hey
did all that
man,
on Twitter.
Or I mean, you
Man,
may see
I
some
think Caitlin's
trades.
coming out. If Caitlin don't come out, I'd be completely shocked. Like,
No, yeah, I'll be shocked.
Indiana's not super far from Iowa compared to like all the other teams in the W. Her man works for the Pacers. And why
Tatum,
not?
my man
Who
Clark.
doesn't
Okay.
want to get in like who doesn't want to get like in a pick and roll situation with Aaliyah? Like,
Because she ain't gonna get no championship in college, so it ain't no need to stay for another year. What, you trying to go for 5,000 points?
I guess and that was my thing. Like, what else is there to accomplish? You played in the national championship. You got
And,
player of the year.
and
You
Buddha
got
said
the
we're not developing you. So
and aren't like Kate Martin and another player. They're done. Like, they
Marshall.
can't play. Yeah, Marshall. They can't play another year. So
Getting drafted. So
Yo, Brandon, please. I mean,
I don't know.
Clark, please.
2-man game with Hannah Stolke. I
so
think she leaves. Lil Nano, Stokey, and Caitlin, big 3. Turn it up. But if she doesn't leave, I think Aaliyah Edwards will move up. Rakia obviously will move up. Peely is, now that she cooked South Carolina, she's on everybody's radar. Look at how good South Carolina is now. You cook us,
You move to the top of the draft board. Boom.
You moving like 6 spots up. That's crazy. That's everybody else that plays them this year should be like, I really need to have a good game on this day.
Gotta have the best game of my life.
It ain't helping everybody.
I mean, also though,
Uh-oh.
because technically, Pow Pow is a senior. If those people were to drop out, Pow Pow, I would hope that she would declare. I mean, she could declare now. I feel like she's been playing really well throughout the season. Like she's shooting like over 50% from both the field and the 3-point line as well. So like, why not? Like,
It really
she's
helps
she's
though.
like
I
what?
need
She's
her
like
in
5'9", 5'10". So
so
she's a
I need
big
her in
guard.
Seattle. I don't need her in no Phoenix. We're not doing that.
Oh yeah,
It
for
really
sure.
helps
Hell
the
no.
teams that make it to the Final Four because they get to see, all right, she going back to school, she going back to school. Yeah, let me go ahead and enter. So as long as we make it to the Final Four, well, when we go to Cleveland, we good. Camilla and Pow Pow can take their slow time and decide.
Yeah, if they don't go, Papa need to go.
Agreed. I'm
Yeah.
gonna miss her.
I mean,
It's
either
been
way,
so
I think
fun
she should
watching her
be.
play so far.
Like,
Ain't it?
I'm
Welcome.
assuming that she was staying, but I mean, the way she's playing, she could very much be
Oh,
in the draft, in the first rounder at that.
She's such a memeable player.
And then also, if those players do not go, I think Deja should enter. I'm thinking that she's gonna
Oh,
stay another
brother.
year. Oh brother, yeah, you don't have to agree, but other people do. And
Other people. Name them. Are
people
they
in
on
the
the stage with
league,
us?
I'm just reading these quotations, and there are people in the league that's saying that, she needs to be, thought about and talked about in terms of the draft. People saying that she's pro ready. So I mean, whoever, y'all may not see it, but other people see it. So
Greg Bibb said that.
that please,
You reading
because when
bib
it
notes?
comes to Greg Bibb, he be drafting a whole lot of post players. He don't really be looking for guards that he really need. But yeah, like if those players don't enter, I'm assuming that she stay another year. I just have a feeling, like her, Paige. I just feel like they both stay another year. But if those players were to drop out, I think she should enter as well.
I'm sorry. Reading bib notes is sick.
I mean, it's anonymous, so
It might very well be Greg Bibb.
it's not no damn Greg Bibb.
So number 4.
So, Phoenix at 3. Who do you think they'll choose, and who should they choose?
They gonna do something completely off the wall.
So Georgia Amore.
I
I'm
think
gonna
they
keep
might be
pushing
looking
it.
for. They might go get a guard. Will they look for Diana's replacement?
Honestly, if it's Paige still on the board,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they're
Well, that's
gonna.
the thing. Like, if Paige does enter, I feel like she should enter knowing that she's gonna get picked top 3, top 4. So, and like
do you want to
Phoenix would,
go play?
yeah, Phoenix would definitely probably pick her up if that's the case. If not, I'm not gonna lie, y'all.
Diana's gonna call her
Rakia,
name herself.
if she don't enter, Rakia gonna get picked at 3. I feel
Oh
if
gosh,
Paige don't
no.
enter. I mean, listen,
No, I
No,
don't.
you make sense. You make sense
I'm
right
just
now.
saying,
It's just
like, if
like
she doesn't, yeah, like if Paige doesn't don't enter, I see Rakia going right there. Unless they just be like, all right, fuck it, let's actually get a guard, and like one of the other guards move up, like JC or somebody like that.
I mean, I can see because who was their 3? Did they? They played Sophie there, right?
Yeah, like who's
Yes.
backup
yeah.
3? Freaking Sam Thomas. Like, what's
And
before
before
that?
that, they were playing Diamond at
Still,
the 3 and Sophie off the bench.
Yeah. So and sometimes they were starting, but then after that, they had like Odom there one year, and then they had Sam Thomas who barely played, and she still don't play. So
The Jenny Sims. Yeah, they've had
it might
just
as
a lot of.
well. Yeah, Jenny Sims. Like, come on, let's be for real. Rakia's right there.
Yeah, that. Oh God, I would. Oh God, the minute they lock her out the thing room, we riot.
The only thing that's keeping me calm about Phoenix is that they tried to cover their ass with Chrissy Tolliver being hired as the assistant coach because they know that guy don't got no lick of knowledge in terms of like women's basketball.
oh, somebody mentioned Aoka Lee. Yeah, that's definitely a name.
Yeah, I feel like her definitely should be considered in the first round. Like she real solid. good footwork. Like she tall as hell. Like I feel like all tall players are going to be considered in the first round as well. Like which is why I also put Sedona. Fuck, I always say it wrong, but Sedona Prince.
Sedona, yeah.
Yeah, Sedona Prince. In the first round because at the end of the day, she's 6'7". Like, yeah, the injuries or whatever, but like thinking about it, she has no more eligibility left, and she is one of the most skilled players at her height, in the draft, alongside like Kitley and Lee, but like she's. I
Yeah,
think
I need
this
to see her
season.
against
I feel like this season, like she's actually
big.
like making an effort to like put it all together. And I mean, hey, like her former
But like,
coach at
who have they
Oregon.
played? Who
I
have they
mean, yes,
played?
less, yes. Who have they played? But look at the same schedule that Oregon was playing the past few years that she was
No,
there.
no,
Who
no,
have
no,
they
and
played?
that's fine. So it's like, okay,
I'm
I
saying
need
one
to
coach is
see.
pulling something out of her, and another
I
coach
mean,
wasn't.
there's
No,
gonna
no,
like
no,
some
no, no.
people, right? She's gonna get an opportunity to play a
That's what I'm
first or
saying. I need to see it against legit bigs because
I mean,
she's
yeah, well,
reaching her
Big 12
potential
players
right
coming.
now. No, so who's the next team that has a big that will challenge her where we'll be able to see like these legitimate skills against a legitimate competition?
Well, I feel like Texas got a solid post, like a solid front court. Um, I'm just looking at the schedule real quick. I mean, she's playing in the Big
Kansas,
12.
Texas. I mean,
Oklahoma
Kansas
State
State.
got posts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kansas,
like
Kansas State, Kansas. I mean, she'll have
yeah,
an opportunity in
yeah,
conference
she is.
play
Yeah,
to match up
Okay, because
against some
like,
other girls who are even
especially if
drafted.
they, yeah, and especially if they make it to the tournament as well. Like that'll be
but I'm just saying
even
right
more of an
now
opportunity.
it's Lamar, Omaha, Mount St. Mary's, and BYU, and I'm kind of like,
Who did she get into it with? Who was that little spat with? The coach of who?
There was a
Who
coach
was it?
of whatever that team was. What that team was?
Was it Lamar?
Was it Abilene Christian?
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, that was funny. That
That's
was funny.
hilarious.
But I mean, yeah, like all right, like still, like even with that schedule, I just feel like based off how like previous drafts have went, like we know people with height, like they gonna consider them regardless of like anything. Like
Mm, yeah,
they going to consider people that's 6'6" and up, 6'5" and up. Like it's not a lot of posts that come around that's that tall, and you got like three of them in the draft, right? Four of them actually, because the girl from Kansas is entering the draft, I believe, as well. Is her name Tatiana Jackson, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah. Tiana
Wait, I
Jackson,
lied.
ain't it?
Five,
Isn't it?
five,
Ain't it
because I
Tiana
forgot
Jackson?
about I forgot, but
I think
I
it's
know her last name
Tiana.
is Jackson. But I'm gonna say five because you also got Jessica Carter entering the draft as well. So they got some options with the post players in this draft. So I feel like all those post players gonna get drafted.
but if they got options with post players, wouldn't you take the best?
I
And wouldn't that
mean,
be like
I'm not
now there's
saying she's gonna get
criteria?
picked early like lottery, but I can see her being a first round pick, like off the strength of like her skill set as well.
If Paige don't come out, Rashard says Sedona Prince at two.
Hell no. You see her in my draft board, right? You see how low she is?
They
Okay.
green to the top 10.
Hey, heck yeah, let's turn that up.
Yeah, for sure. Zay is a first rounder in my opinion.
Okay. Um. So who did we say they should choose, and who do we think they'll choose? Phoenix. We said they should choose a guard.
Well, I feel like Paige is not entering, so it will be Rakia. Like from my viewpoint, like I
Nasty work.
see Rakia because I don't see Paige entering at the moment. Now that may change like later on in the season as like everything like starts moving around and free agency starts up. Like that's all going to change. It may all change because
Low
you got to
Okay.
key,
see where people
I
are
wouldn't
land.
be shocked if they go after Aaliyah Edwards. Only because she's basically like a better version of Brianna Turner. And you need someone who can play off of BG, and I think Aaliyah Edwards would do a really good job of that. She rebounds well. She might knock some people over along the way, and she's not afraid to score and look at the basket, so that's already like a step ahead of Turner. So I wouldn't be shocked if they kind of look at that. I thought because I mean like if they aren't going to get like a point guard, Sugg gave them some good minutes last year. And then well she played really well last year, so I wouldn't be shocked if they brought her back. And then you had, Sophie playing well, and I thought Michaela played well too. So um, you know, I'd probably give Edwards a look.
Okay, so number 4, Seattle. Who do you think they should take, and who do you think they will take?
I kind of want them to go after a point guard, like a JC Sheldon or George Amore. Uh,
The
because I do
Australia
think,
to Storm pipeline is very strong, so Amore
hey,
there would be.
Hey, hold on, because that's their type.
didn't even think about that, but you're right. Because I mean, like, I know a lot of people have been saying like Camilla's name in there, but I just think that with Russell already on the team, I do think she has more to give. She came off a back injury last year, and so I think she was still like nursing that and coming to health. But if you already have like a big in Russell, I think you kind of go get and fix one of your other problem areas. Or maybe even go after Akia because we don't really know if Gabby Williams is coming back next year. Well, we know she's not actually. I think she's pretty much said she's not because she's going to be focused on the Olympics. So they're going to need somebody that can kind of help with the loss of Gabby.
I mean, I feel like if it's next available player, from like my viewpoint of how like I feel like things will shake out, Rakia gonna be gone, like off the board already by then. Um, Also, when I'm like thinking about like these orders, I'm also like thinking about free agency and expecting some teams to address some concerns before they even get to the draft. And like even if things do work out like the way like say like a ESPN mock-up has it, like Camilla doesn't have to start. Like I don't think if she was to get drafted, they're pushing Mercedes out. If anything, I feel like learning from Mercedes because Mercedes is a solid post, and I've always thought that since she's at Tennessee. Like
Start.
under what
Mercedes is a what post?
a solid post player.
When? Since last time what?
What you mean since the last time? What? Nobody's saying that she's a superstar, but
She is
Mercedes is a
not,
solid.
look, she can't teach Camilla nothing.
Okay, my opinion is that she's a solid
You
post
don't have a good eye for
player,
talent.
and like I was saying, like she could play behind her. Also, Ezzy, and then Dosey is also on that team. So I don't think they could go wrong with that pick. But I do.
Dulcie, Camilla. I mean, Dulce. Yeah, Ezzy, Camilla, Dulcie, and Jordy on like Jordy. I be having nightmares about playing the Seattle Storm on offense, like defense. Oh, jeez,
Yeah, but I do
I
expect
can't
them
even
to.
get it out.
And I would like to see. I actually would like to see Skylar and Jewel. Like I want to see them reunite. I would like that backcourt together again.
Was that on her list?
I mean, is Indiana on her list?
Yes.
Sure.
You told us LA, so how are we getting Seattle? I'm asking you. You were saying some criteria for her list, and I'm asking does Seattle fit that criteria?
I mean, I feel like Seattle was
Okay.
a point guard away from like
That ain't what I asked you. I said based on the criteria you have previously stated on this stage, does Seattle fit?
yeah, they do.
Who you lying? Ooh.
I'm lying.
Ooh, you lying.
Like
Hear
I'm
it in your voice. All right.
like I've tweeted that multiple times as well.
That's Seattle.
Like I feel like Skylar, Jewel, they should like team up again in Seattle.
You said LA, but okay. All right, folks. Any other thoughts on the draft lottery?
Nope.
All right. Well, if all hearts and minds are clear,
Oh, wait. I just want to say one last thing. It's not anything bad. My thoughts, prayers, whatever, are with Madison Scott. She's not playing tonight. They said she had to take a step away. She wanted to take a step away from basketball. Never heard her say anything like that, so I just want to shout her out and give her some positivity. Hope she good, because that's my dog. That's it.
All right.
Oh, well,
All
also,
right.
can I say, because she's on, Mississippi, but Lauren Park Lane also crossed 2,000 points, and she's like 5'3", 120
Literally.
pounds soaking wet. So, like, a real fucking bucket. And that is, like, crazy for someone of her size to be doing. So, we're giving praises and well wishes to folks. LPL is a hooper.
God dang.
Yeah.
LSU up 62-12 at the half.
McNeese! The hell you know?
God dang. All right.
I get what you said.
What'd you say?
What'd you say?
I said LSU up 62-12 at the half.
That sounds about right.
And sounds about time, because last time they talking about, we went on an 11-0 run to close out the first. Bruh, it's 13-8. What is you talking about?
Running clock for the second half.
Just don't play the second half. Go home. All right, y'all. We thank y'all for joining us. We hope you have a great rest of your week. Be on the lookout for more content from us. Go run the P. Lee Pow Pow article up if you haven't already. Culture piece. So we will talk to y'all next week.